All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Um, how integration affected the gender war. Hopefully, this thing is starting to come to an end. Some people are keeping it going. Some people are not. Moving on to bigger and better and more important issues. But I had to think about it as one thing I rarely hear people talk about with it is integration. You know, before integration, there was segregation. And segregation meant that you were forced to use your own people to fulfill your needs. So if you're black, you had a black grocery store, black laundromat, black movie theaters, black just a plethora of black businesses because you weren't welcome at white businesses. So the thing about integration, people decided to basically sell out in a business sense because they wanted to be in white businesses to make them feel some kind of feel important. You know, that's people do that to this day. They go shopping places. I'm gonna let them know that I got money and I could spend money in this establishment because I don't know what the fuck it's supposed to do for you, but whatever. And you find people buying more and more and more and more shit they're supposed to make them feel important that really doesn't enhance their lives. But the thing about this with integration was it took the credit away. See, a lot of times people forget to think about it in the sense of women may have lost respect for men because they don't see us doing anything, but because of integration, we've integrated into somebody else's business. So um, the contributions that a man might have brought to the table are completely overshadowed because the business didn't have black faces in the forefront to begin with. You get what I'm saying? So if you were a chemist working for, I don't know, DuPont, Johnson and Johnson, Pfizer or some shit, and you come up with something that is very useful for the world itself. Well, if you're a black guy, nobody's going to know you came up with it because you did it on the property of DuPont, Johnson and Johnson, Pfizer. So their brand takes credit for it. You might get some kind of residuals for making it, but they still take credit for ownership of it because you probably made it on their premises. So whatever you do on their premises is their property. So under that umbrella, a lot of people don't know a lot of the great things that black men and black women have done because they didn't do them under the umbrella of a black brand. So people can say, "Oh, y'all ain't doing shit out here." In essence, they can be true because you don't know what they're doing because at the end of the day, it has another company's title on the top. You know, so we integrate into everybody else's business and dropped our own. So the disrespect for our lack of building is our buying into the fact that we're building somebody else's kingdom. Like it's nothing wrong with integrating if you're integrating and you're building your own businesses. You get what I'm saying? So if you wanted to go work for Chevy and you made and you was able to sculpt bodies of cars out, if the new Malibu came out and that was your body style, because you work for Chevy, okay, if you take some of that money and you create a business that has nothing to do with cars or car bodies or body shop, and it's a profitable business, then you can say you integrated and you're servicing your community at the same time. But if you don't, you're just a cog in the wheel. Like nobody knows you're not doing anything for your community per se. You're doing something for the entire country or world in the materials that your brain produces, but the credit will never be yours. So nobody will ever really attribute these things to your name. Because of stuff like that, people look like they ain't doing shit. Because you can say, oh, you know, I did such and such. Like the brother that invented the Super Soaker. You know he invented the Super Soaker because he patented it, put his name on it. And now he might have marketed it in a way that it was universal to make more money, but ultimately you know who created it. So whatever goes on with that product, you know who the face of the creation is. You can't say that with a lot of things. Or we can't say that with a lot of things. And on the flip side, sometimes our women, I got a job working at this company, so I'm better than you. Well, that goes both ways. I went to this school, and the school doesn't make the school and the job doesn't make you important. You make the school and job important by the level of intelligence you bring onto it. You know, nobody wants to be a part of a losing team, and a losing team does not recruit losers. They try to recruit winners to become a winning team. So the fact that you might have went somewhere is a testament to, I guess they feel like you can keep the brand name relevant and viable and respected in whatever its atmosphere is. But the bad part about that is, if you look at your own black brand as a problem, it would never be viable or respected. You get what I'm saying? So part of our going at each other, to me, sometimes stems from the fact that during integration and civil rights, after civil rights and the integration, we gave away our system to respect each other's accomplishments, because we put our accomplishments in with everybody else. Why? And they use those accomplishments for their totality. Like, using a sports reference before I go, football season is about to start, or basketball season just ended. You know who won the championship because you know the players. You know who's the MVP and who carried the team and who did what to make, you know, the team successful or win the championship. You know who's the favorite player on your favorite teams, who makes the team, who drives the engine, who's the one that gets everything going, who makes sure y'all can win on a regular basis if you're a fan of a team. But when you speak in business, you don't know who the LeBron James of chemistry is. You don't know who the Steph Curry of automotives is. You don't know who the I don't fucking know, because I don't keep up with shit like this right now. You don't know who the Russell Wilson or Darrell Revis of engineering is, because their Super Bowl isn't televised, so they're just under the banner of the team. Because you don't see those guys every week or every Sunday, or they're not in your. There's nothing that they can grab a hold to that you can see them, because they may be a face that's important in their sector. Matter of fact, just like that, back when they had the Jay-Z and Beyonce, the title thing. Jay-Z and Beyonce was there, and they were surrounded by everybody. There was only 2 black people in the room, the way it looked. That's how it looks. if that business was successful and those people wasn't and it wasn't Jay-Z and Beyonce, you wouldn't know who those black faces were. It'll be the title company, which is we assumed it's owned by white people, which you can see the staff is full of white people, and guess what? White people can take credit for it. They're the majority in the situation. Doesn't mean they're the brains of the situation. Doesn't mean they're the connection in the situation. But by default, that's who you're going to automatically assume is the engine of the situation. So because of stuff like that, we're looking at each other like, you ain't doing shit. You ain't about shit. I can get with these people because these people are more active in creating, building, and maintaining things. And unfortunately, our falling into integration the way we did, we dropped creating, building, and maintaining things that we can take credit for, which makes us look weak. I'm out.